Why do you think McDonald's is still in existence today? Is it great food? Cheap food? A passion for what they do? No, they exist because they make money. You can have great food and not make money. You can have cheap food and not make money. And you can be passionate about what you do and not make money. Anyone who is even remotely associated with the startup world knows the phrase, 9 out of 10 startups fail, by heart. Now, not everybody agrees on the stats, but even the more optimistic stats state that only about half of all new establishments will survive the first 5 years or more, and about 1/3 survive 10 years or more. The Small Business Administration says close to 66% of small businesses will survive their first 2 years, and about 50% fail in the first year. Now, each individual case has its own reason why things didn't work out. But the interesting thing is, a lot of the most common reasons are preventable right from the get-go. And when you consider that all you have to actually do to officially be in business is pay a registration fee and open a bank account, it shouldn't surprise you at all that a lot of them don't last long. Nobody asks you if you know what you're doing. They don't let morons into Harvard, and that's why they have good stats. But in business, the stats include everyone. Now, what I'm going to tell you won't make you a millionaire, but it will prevent you from losing money and relieve you from a huge amount of stress if you choose to follow it.
Oh, I will, sir. I will.
Number 1, supply and demand. Do people even want what you're peddling? Or do you just think they want it? Something I hear a lot when someone has an idea is, nobody else is doing it. Problem with that is, maybe nobody's doing it because it's a dumb idea. If you enter into an existing market, you know people want to buy because they buy from your competitors. Plus, if you're watching this, I really doubt you have your own market research team. You don't have to be Thomas Edison. You just need to have something that people want. Number 2, the size of the market. Once again, this is another advantage of not trying to be Thomas Edison. Your competitors allow you to gauge the size of the pot and decide whether it's even worth the risk or not. Number 3, point of difference. Why should anyone buy from you and not from Bob, who does the same thing? This is where you get to critique Bob and come up with your own analysis of everything that he's doing wrong. And everybody seems to be good at that. Only thing is, this time you gotta put your money where your mouth is. Number 4, tax obligations. The reason I bring up boring old taxes, and don't just say, leave it all to your accountant, is because if you don't understand them, you can't work out the numbers. Profit after tax is what you actually make. And you have to make sure that you don't spend the tax man's cut of your earnings, or you won't have a business anymore. Number 5, startup cost. How much money do you need to get up and running? This is where step 2, the size of the market, plays a significant role. You don't want to invest $50,000 into something that is likely to only make you a little more than what you would get on welfare for doing nothing. Number 6, overhead. If you have 0 customers in week 1, how much money will you lose? And how many weeks would it be until you're broke? Because if it's 1 week, I hope you like being poor. The easier it is for you to go broke, the more likely it is that you will go broke. This isn't a movie. Your happy ending isn't guaranteed, so you shouldn't act like it is. Number 7, know the laws and regulations of the land.
What is law?
So there's this thing called the law that states what we can and cannot do. Your government will provide this information via a website. Example, New Zealand legislation. Now, why does this matter? Consequences. Need I say more? So now that you've just seen the tip of the iceberg, the real learning can begin. Whatever can go wrong, will go wrong. And somebody at some point is not going to be very nice to you. But at least you won't be stressing about losing money on top of all of that. I don't know about you, but I trust math a lot more than my gut. Every battle is won before it is ever fought.
Well, that reminds me of a story about a man building a boat to cross a river. Got impatient building the boat and started swimming.
Well, sir, what happened?
He drowned.
If you would like to see more, subscribe to my channel to see how I plot and scheme my way through business the legitimate way. And good luck, even though it's not about luck.